watching the kickers kick one direction is at least 10 yards different. Same with throwing. I want the ball in the fourth quarter downwind. I would have actually taken the ball. That gave you the ability to choose the sides in the second half. When you defer, that's going to go ahead and give it to the other team.
So, again, you're right. The Chiefs do defer. And Butker about to put it on a tee. In the direction he's kicking during pregame warmups, both Butker and Bass were having difficulty even coming close on a 50-yarder.
Yes, in this direction. I saw Butker 2 kicks right before he left. He was short on 52-yarders. It's going to be challenging going this direction.
Hey, we're underway. With a run back coming here by Hardy. Deontay Hardy ducks low, plows ahead, and stacked at the back just 6 weeks ago. He ran and threw for touchdowns in that game, won by Buffalo 20-17. That began this 6-game win streak. Going to come out with 2 tight ends, both Knox and Kincaid, both of whom caught touchdowns last week. Quickly over to Diggs. He's got a block from Kincaid, and the ball hits the ground. And Kincaid was able to knock it out of bounds, so it'll stay with Buffalo.
Just a simple screen pass to get Diggs involved early, and that ball's out.
Kincaid just,
and he does it.
Yeah, slaps it out.
So long as he's...
Gene, they're discussing it a lot here.
Yeah, I think they are, Tony, and I think they're actually looking which direction he batted that football. If he bats it toward
illegal batting, offense number 86. This 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the fumble. It's a loss of down. It's second down.
You're exactly right, Gene.
Yeah, just cleaning that up. If you're batting the ball forward towards your opponent, then it's illegal. You can bat it backwards. In that case, they had the quick discussion and made the correct call.
That's the old Franco Harris play, Jim, where you're going down, it's fourth down. Let's just bat it to get a first down forward. They don't allow that. Way to be on top of that by Sean Hockley and his crew.
So, a bizarre start with a loss of 3 in the end and a loss of down. But Kincaid ensured that it wasn't an early takeaway for that Kansas City defense. 2nd and 13, down the middle. It is caught. What a catch, but nope, incomplete. Incomplete. Diggs thinks he has it. One Chief defender is walloped. That's Edwards. Shaken up. And instantly, all the Chiefs medical team runs onto the field.
Well, you're going to see he's going to run up and take that right there. If he flattened it more, it would have been easier. But by taking the little bit of a high angle, puts himself in a position for Edwards to get in there, and you hope they're both.
This play as Edwards has gone into the tent.
Yeah, Jim, to me, you know what? I think when the defender's making a play, he's closing on the football. He's really not initiating force toward the head or neck. He's playing football there, and there's contact that I don't think it's a foul. I think it's a good job.
Here's 3rd down, and Allen goes back across the field to Johnson on the lateral. He gets within about a yard of the first. Yeah, he's going to be about a yard short. He's past the line of scrimmage, but he threw it backwards, so a legal play, Gene.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you've got to look at where that release point is, Jim, and then where that football is caught. And boy, is that one close to me, guys. When Josh Allen releases that ball, it looks to be about at the 33-yard line. Let's see where that ball is touched.
I would throw the flag here, Gene. You're exactly right. By the way it looks on the screen.
Gentlemen, number 76 is eligible. 76.
On the screen, it looks like it's actually way behind. But watch, right there, that ball is close enough for me if I'm the Chiefs to throw a flag and challenge.
Instead, 4th down, they're going for it now, and plows over the left tackle and has the first down. And fellas, I think you're absolutely right. That did look on that replay like it went forward by about a yard, but it's too late now. It's in the books.
It's in the books, and we talked about it last week. They go left every time they run a quarterback sneak, and this team is as good as anybody outside of Philadelphia. 2nd in the league at converting on those.
19 out of 21, Josh Allen. You see on the regular season, 18 out of 20. They pick up 6 on the play, actually. Here's a first down handoff. Cook. Ball's on the ground. Kansas City says they have it, and the officials rule him down first. Very choppy start to this one.
Well, you can see the nerves, the pressure of this situation, and just the conditions. But he was down on this one. You can see, yep, on once his
left
forearm,
elbow.
Yep, left elbow and forearm gets down right there. He's the difference maker. You asked earlier, 2 X factors that have to have a big game. James Cook, they didn't have him in their last matchup in the playoffs in 2021. This is why the Bills, Jim, have really turned it around. They're as good at rushing as anyone in the NFL the last 6-7 weeks.
2nd and 7. Allen on the move again. And he slides down to about the 48. Isn't it something? We had a lateral in this game after the lateral, if you will, by Kelsey in the matchup before. Right back at him.
I want you to watch. You're exactly right. It's only going to get crazier from here. That's going to be your spy guy today. Willie Gay does that a lot. And on this specific one, he turns and runs around, and Josh Allen knows once he gets out of position, he can use his legs and go create yardage over and over again. That's a key, big-time key. Both these quarterbacks using their legs.
It's a 3rd and 4. Allen, pass, pulled down. Did he have possession? They say yes. Kincaid with the catch. Pick up a 15.
So you're going to see it's got to find this little hole in between them, and right behind Kincaid does it. And what a catch right there with Bush is delivering the hit.
The throw caught down to about the 28-yard line. And it's Latavius Murray who had a couple of grabs in the Steelers game. And this is what we were just talking about, the Kadarius Toney much discussed play that was called off, nullified because of the offensive offside penalty.
That's one of the great plays in NFL history by Travis Kelce, throwing it to Toney. That's not a design play. He just felt it.
Yeah, that one, again, nullified by a flag. This one today by the Bills could have been nullified with a challenge flag.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Here's the handoff to Diggs. He's got a first down about the 21-yard line.
What a great job by Joe Brady of getting Diggs involved early, and this is a great opening drive. You got to be excited if you're Buffalo.
And they lined him up in the backfield that time, Tony.
Yes.
You don't see that often with Diggs.
No, you don't. But I'm telling you, he's one of those guys, if you get him the ball early, he all of a sudden just everything clicks. He's into it, and he'll make tough contested catches. There's just something about the emotional aspect of that. Well done by them.
Shakir lined up on the near side. Snead is on him. 1st and 10. It's back to Kincaid with a blocker in front. He's down to the 10-yard line. Knox helped free him, so did Spencer Brown.
What a great job right there. You'll see on the edge. I mean, it's a perfect opening script right now by Joe Brady calling this game, but I want you to watch the right tackle. He's got to pretend like he's going to block you, fake it, and then the swim move gets him onto the 2nd level and making the game simple for Josh Allen early.
Kincaid's 2nd catch on this opening drive. It's a 1st and goal right at the 10. Cook stutter step and takes off down to about the 7. Cook was 3rd among all running backs this year in total scrimmage yards. What a season he had that led to a Pro Bowl nod.
This is genius right now. Buffalo is exchanging the back. As a defense, you set your front to how you come up in a formation, but where your back is, you're most likely to run that way. So if you switch them, it changes the front.
There's a 2nd down throw back to Cook. And he is decked for a loss by Willie Gay. Trace?
Jim, we saw safety Mike Edwards take a hit to the head earlier in this drive. He just went into the locker room. He is currently in concussion protocol, questionable to return as of now.
And we've seen Deion Bush come in for him. Connor's been in this game really from the start and was in on that opening play fumble on the strip. But you got a 3rd down coming up. And they've actually moved the sticks to where there is a possibility of a 1st down about a foot from outside the goal line. 3rd and 8.
You got to watch the quarterback extending with his legs here.
Got the time to survey. Fires it. Knocked down. So we'll call on Tyler Bass as the drive shuts down right once they got to about the 10-yard line. Chris Jones, who else?
Yeah, well, this team, you talked about it, but these are the two best teams in the NFL at batting passes down. They almost had like a soft pretend rush saying, I know you're going to run, Josh Allen, but when you actually get stoned at the line of scrimmage, Jim, you put your hands up. No teams are better than these two.
27 yards. Bass, 1 of 3 last week. This one is good.
Oh, barely. That wind is pushing that ball to the right.
In 1973, a year after Arrowhead, the oldest in the AFC. In fact, Kansas City played here, Tony, back during COVID. So it's the second trip here for Patrick Mahomes. But he played before 0 fans on that occasion. And tonight there are 70,000 plus who are screaming against him.
Well, that's how many fans I play in front of normally at my house. Pretend like they're all there, but there's 0. But right now, that's why you work all season, Jim. Buffalo Bills to get the slight advantages in the communication, and it proved true on that first drive. They have an advantage being at home today.
There's Bass, put the toe to it. Richie James launches a hit midway through the end zone, and here comes Patrick Mahomes. This is his 50th all-time road game. He's never lost in this round. Of course, all of them again were at home, but 14 total touchdowns, no giveaways. His record 38-11 on the road all time. Best ever for a quarterback on the road, NFL history. And off Pacheco. Pacheco met by Daquan Jones and others right near the line of scrimmage. Pacheco was not available for the game 6 weeks ago. He was out with a shoulder that required a little bit of surgery. And here's the offense for Kansas City.
You can hear this crowd. This is as loud as I've heard it here all year right now. Patrick Mahomes is going to have to do what he always does. But I think right now you got to make it simple. They have Rice, Kelsey, get the ball in his hands quick to start this game.
2nd and 9. As Mahomes gets twisted around and escapes. Completes it for the first down, and it's Rice. Taron Johnson able to tackle him down, but not until he got on the other side of the 50, and Patrick Mahomes saved the sack and picked up 25 yards with that one.
Rice has been the difference maker this season for me, Jim, for this offense. A very challenging season that had a lot of turmoil and adversity, but when Rice really started to come on at the end of the year, 8 receptions, 130 yards and a touchdown last week. He's playing his best football. He's not a rookie anymore, and that gives him that 1-2 punch with him and Kelsey.
On first down, fake the handoff, Pacheco drills it. There is Kelsey with A.J. Klein on him, and this is exactly what you were anticipating. We'll see a lot of it. Kelsey hanging around the middle of that field with Klein having to step up and start today.
Yep, our 2 X factors, Cook and Kelsey. When you have backup linebackers, you're going to ask them, no matter how you play coverages, they're going to have to defend Kelsey in spaces that he can go right or left. And there's an interested fan right there, excited for that moment, tense right now.
14-yard gain for Kelsey, who went to the sideline. Watching with his helmet off. Back to Pacheco. Able to step around a lot of traffic and pick up a sizable gain. Give him a total of 7 with that one. Sean McDermott calls this defense.
He is one of the best defensive minds. The difference between him and Leslie Frazier is just his disguise. These are the 2 of the best teams in the NFL at disguising their coverages and late rotations. When you're in shotgun, Jim, as a quarterback, you look at the safeties moving back and forth, and you put your head down to get the snap. That's when they move, and it throws quarterbacks off every week.
Travis back in the game. It's Edwards-Helaire, and he is falling on right at the line of scrimmage. Coming up at first was Dodson, who they're happy to have healthy. He's been battling a shoulder injury. He's questionable all week, and he's playing and makes a play right here.
Watch the O-line. All the O-line thinks it's a screen to the right. They all go over here. It's miscommunication. That would have been a big play, but that's why you work hard all year to get the home game, because you can't talk like you do at home.
It's 3rd and 5. Pass knocked away, incomplete. Dane Jackson was able to defend that pass, break it up, and we'll see Butker. Pass was intended for Watson.
This is the most challenging throw in the stadium. The ball barely drifts back inside. Going to that corner of the end zone is difficult because Watson had 2 steps on Dane Jackson, but not able to convert.
47 yards into a stiff wind. Butker. It's good.
What a kick.
Made it look easy.
It's not.
You're watching the Intuit TurboTax Divisional team down the field on his first possession and produce points, but a little troublesome. You go back to weeks 17, 18, and the play. Of course, he didn't play week 18, but the Kansas City offense, its last 3 games, has had 3 offensive touchdowns and 13 field goals. In Butker last week, they relied on heavily against Miami in that win, 26-7. Here's Next Gen Stats powered by AWS. This is special right here, Tony.
Yes, in a rivalry that has seen so many crazy plays and stats, here's another one for you. When Josh Allen is within 1 yard of the sideline, he creates magic. Where everybody else creates no magic.
That the rest of the league, 1 out of 22.
Yeah, 1 out of 22.
And he's 5 out of 6, and he made that big play at Arrowhead.
That was in the 4th quarter. The longer he extends it and he gets closer to the sideline, he really comes up with something.
Start this drive with a handoff to Cook. Down the middle he goes for 6.
Secondary is awesome. They really make it challenging with their concepts to opposing quarterbacks. Steve Spagnuolo, one of the great defensive coordinators of all time. To me, though, today it's going to come down to stopping the run first. And if they can run for 6 yards on first down, Jim, this will be a long day for Kansas City.
The Bills coming off 179 yards on the ground against Pittsburgh on Monday. Chris Jones not out there right now as the pass goes to Shakir. He's got a first down. This is an emerging star for this offense.
We talked about Rice coming on for the Chiefs. Same thing is happening right now with Shakir. Not the same players per se, but his emergence has allowed that extra outlet. When you want to double team Diggs, that's where you're going to get the ball to, him and Kincaid. It makes it where you can't just have a beat on what this team is doing.
That's Chris Jones. Mike Pinnell is on the field for him. We last saw Jones batting down that pass on 3rd down deep in Chiefs territory on the last possession.
Extra linemen, and they do this a lot.
Little bootleg action. And Allen goes underneath it. Got a first down. And Johnson finally brought to rest by Reed. Gain of 14.
This is a great job by Josh Allen. Right here, it's a play fake, so it's a bootleg. At this point, if you look at his eyes, he's all the way over here. He's going to end up getting all the way back to the other side. Scans the field, 1, 2, 3, and then back to 4. And if he's going to do that, watch out.
Chris Jones returns to the field.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep him on the sideline too long.
No. From the 49, Kansas City, Johnson delivers a stiff arm, and finally Snead pushes him out. You talked about him picking up 6 yards on first down a moment ago. This one on first down got 9.
This is why we thought they could win the Super Bowl this year. Buffalo has not had a running game that you can depend on. When the temperature gets this way and when the better teams, the better defenses show up in January, you can't just say, Josh Allen, save us over and over again. You've got to let him take a breath, and having the ability to run the ball is so key, and that's why I think they can win the whole thing, just like Kansas City's done.
See if they try for something special on 2nd and a foot. Nope, they're just going to go for the first down and pick it up barely with Johnson. Bolton came up to make the play along with Tranquil.
And Bolton has excellent feel, you know, when to attack downhill. But Kansas City's 2nd worst in the NFL. This is You know, they're great on defense. We know one of their best defenses in decades in certain areas, but they give up almost 5 yards a carry in rushing. And if you stay committed to it, you can wear them down and keep that offense on the side.
We're good.
Another extra offensive lineman. This has allowed them to run and play action.
First down. Cook changes direction, and another big chunk on the rush on first.
Well, this play happens simply because you brought in the extra lineman, and Edwards does a great job. Most guys are not going to get across the face right there.
They got to like what they're seeing right now.
This game, in week 14, we came into the game saying whoever wins the trenches. There's so many even areas, right, Jim? These quarterbacks, these teams, great disguise. But if you can push someone around, you can win.
They got 62 yards on the ground already. As Cook, boy, that little hesitation allowed him to make the move around Reed. And they've got another first down.
He was so impressive early in the year. This is his coming out party this year. He's extremely efficient in the run game and the pass game. He's uber talented, and right now he's showing you they're leaning on him to start this game.
Final seconds of a speedy first quarter, and the Bills driving again.
Hey, pressure over there, Blitz.
Allen going to take off, and he stretches it out for a pickup of another 8 to close out quarter number 1. Whew. When these two tangle, it's always tight. Cook, who chugs along, Sherfield helping him, and it's down to the 5-yard line. Seems like every first down is 7, 8, 9 yards on the ground.
Exactly why we said this team can win these games in January easier. It protects the football. You're not throwing into the crazy exotic looks, and you see the physical nature of this Bills team. They've always had the splash stuff.
Chris Jones trying to hold on with one arm even as he's being dragged on the ground. Look at him being pulled.
Wow.
That's a big body to be pulling along, sledding along. 2nd and 3 from the 5.
I'd expect all-out pressure.
He's going to run it. Josh Allen, touchdown, Buffalo.
Huge focus for defenses for these two guys is their legs. We saw Josh Allen's 52-yard touchdown run last week, which is the 2nd longest in NFL history. I mean, he uses his legs, he uses his arm, 44 total touchdowns, but look at the push up front, Jim. This is concerning if I'm the Chiefs. You're in danger right now of getting pushed around. I have not seen that very often in a playoff game.
Pass adds the PAT. They just went 75 yards, 55 of it on the ground, and the last 5 by the court. Patrick Mahomes, his 16th postseason start. He's 12-3 all-time. Now look at the numbers for all-time quarterback through 15 playoffs.
This formation, no one's way outside the numbers over here. That's how they had success in week 14.
Mahomes with a good fake down the field. He finds Kelsey inside the 30, rumbling down to about the 28. He had A.J. Klein running with him. Big gain for Kelsey and company, 28 yards.
And we talked about him having to come up huge today with backup linebackers. He's right here. And you're going to watch. Klein's supposed to cover him. Once he takes that step inside, he's already beat. And I thought Kelsey was coming on at the end of the year. He looked young again, and I think he's showing it again today.
He's got 2 catches for 44 yards. He sets up the Chiefs inside the 30. And here's Mahomes. Down the field, incomplete, was looking for Noah Gray. Kelsey's back up, but we got a flag.
Yeah, this will be on the Bills defense. I think Douglas, I could see against Valdez-Scantling, but it'll be a penalty on 31. Douglas from the Bills. Defensive holding.
Before the pass was thrown, holding, defense number 31. It's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Rasul Douglas, who's come up big since they traded for him on Halloween Day, but that's the hold.
In years past, Jim, this is man-to-man defense. You could go 2 games, 3 games, and never see Sean McDermott play man-to-man and blitz or pressure Mahomes. In week 14, that changed. They trusted their guys.
They got Hardman in the lineup for the Chiefs as Mahomes rolls out, and somehow he tried to toss it at the last minute. He had Russo trip him up from behind. He threw it with his left hand.
And
they're going to call it incomplete.
Remember the 1 yard from the sideline stat? Josh Allen was 5 of 6. Everyone else 1 for 22.
Make it 1 for 23.
Never good when you're within a yard throwing it.
But he saved
with your left hand.
He saved some yardage. Second and 10. I'm going to go up top again. Dumps it off to about the 18-yard line for Gray.
It's a really good job by Williams. Another backup linebacker, their 3rd-round pick.
And then you got the leader out there, the man who's the center point for communication, A.J. Klein. This is Dorian Williams. He's had to come in for Dotson. Klein, longtime veteran. This is his 15th postseason game. Longtime backup to Luke Kuechly in Carolina, and he knows Sean McDermott, who drafted him into the league when he was the coordinator with the Panthers.
But if you're going to pressure Mahomes and use part of what had success in week 14 and play man, Klein's going to have to guard Kelsey.
3rd and 6. Pass caught at the 10-yard line with 2 Bills on him. That is Rice jumping up and grabbing it for the first down.
This was a great job by Rice of finding a hole in zone. You're going to see him right over here. And watch as he goes up. He's going to run up and stop right there in between 2 defenders. That's what he wasn't doing earlier in the year, Jim. He'd run a little too far and close the window down.
He looked to be a little bit shaken up, did Rice. He was grimacing after the catch. He's not in on this play. It's 1st and goal. Mahomes to the back of the end zone, just out of reach for Kelsey. Poyer on the coverage.
And boy, he had Kelsey here. He pumped fake to the flat, and Kelsey took a flat angle. I want you to watch the pump fake to the left, and then Kelsey flattens it, and Mahomes wanted him to take it to the corner, and a rare miscommunication between those 2.
Six defensive backs in for the Bills. 2nd and goal. They give it to Hardman. Hardman is hammered, and the ball is out. They're saying Kansas City football. It was Douglas who delivered the blow. And it's Watson who comes over to keep this drive preserved.
That is huge. This team is as good as any in the National Football League at getting the ball out. They work on it tirelessly at practice. They get their hand, their helmet, something on that ball, and boy, what a big job by Watson.
Dodson, who just came back onto the field after being shaken up, had it. TurboTax.
Not just above middle of the pack, not great, but this is going to rear its ugly head at some point. In these playoff games against good quarterbacks, you can't have that. 2 for 6 last week. Their defense dominated. This week, they're going to have to change that.
Butker will deliver the touchback. And we can tell you, considered the league's most prestigious honor, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award recognizes NFL players who have excelled on the field and whose passion to impact lives extends beyond the game. And this year's nominee for the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes, who uses his 15 and the Mahomies Foundation to benefit local youth. The Bills nominee is Deion Dawkins again this year. His Deion's Dreamers Foundation provides resources and support to people in need. The NFL Man of the Year is going to be announced at the NFL Honors on Thursday, February 8th, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on CBS and NFL Network. Here's the toss to start this drive with Ty Johnson. Met after a yard and just tossed out of bounds. by Bolton. Let's go to Trace.
Jim, after that last drive, the Bills' offensive line was talking about how physical they were. The Chiefs' defensive line, though, frustrated. Everyone coming over, Steve Spagnuolo, D-line coach Joe Cullen, and of course the leader of this defense, Chris Jones, had some words for his guys. He said the message overall was we need to bulk up, we need to wrap and roll, and we need to tighten things up. And 2 injury notes for the Chiefs defense. Willie Gay, who has been dealing with a neck injury, is now in the locker room being evaluated, and Mike Edwards is out with a concussion.
Oh, wow. 2 big-time players for the pitch Cook. As again, Bolton is on that sideline and shoving him out of bounds. That is big. Edwards is out. Gay is in the locker room. We see Tranquil on the field right now for Gay. And we've seen Deion Bush take the snaps for Edwards in the secondary.
Well, this is, I mean, it's playing out this way. Kelsey and then Cook for these teams. They're going to be the X factors in this game. If they both get touches, your team has a great chance of winning. He had a season high in receiving yards in Week 14 against the Chiefs. And I thought they may have a plan a little bit, but right now, way too many yards given up on an easy swing route.
There's Bush, who's playing for Edwards, but now you got Joshua Williams in for McDuffie. That was McDuffie on the sideline being examined.
And that's a first-team All-Pro right there. McDuffie for slot corner. That's a huge difference not having him out there.
So 3 key starters out. That's Williams number 2 in the secondary as Cook on first down. Tries to wiggle and is ridden down from behind by Connor. Jamari Connor, rookie, got the start here tonight, actually.
And one of the big reasons why it's not just when you play man-to-man, when you lose people and they go to the sideline, someone's hurt and they're out. Once you start losing a number of guys, Jim, your packages get smaller. Your dime packages, all the stuff you're going to do in the blitzing third down or second and long, you all of a sudden have to shrink that package and stick with safe calls.
Hey, Jet 23, Jet 23.
Second and 8. They're blitzing. Pass down the field. Sherfield unable to pull it in. Broken up by Jalen Watson. Nice coverage.
And they dropped out a D lineman, sent a linebacker, and this ball was almost perfectly thrown. It was perfectly thrown. But Watson with the tight coverage, Sherfield just wasn't able to track it and get the other hand up.
He needed some sure hands, but that one would have been a big gain. The pass was perfect.
Yeah, and those kind of throws right there, and it changes games, right? We're all looking for big plays in both these teams. Kansas City gives up the fewest big plays in the NFL.
3rd and 8. Complete. Shakir stopped well short of the first by Connor. Again, the rookie out of Virginia Tech, taken in the 4th round and being called on here heavily tonight. So first punt of the game is coming up after this.
Watch this. You got 6 guys in the box, but they're going to go ahead and bring the outside and then roll the coverage over. So you want to throw to where they're blitzing from because the guy leaves that area, but the Chiefs do a great job of rolling guys over to that area knowing that.
Let's watch this for Sam Martin, who injured his left hamstring last week after holding on a blocked field goal and trying to chase down the return. They actually signed Matt Hawk to the practice squad this week and then released him. They said Martin could go. That is not a pretty punt. Into the wind, one hopper to Richie James, and he is hit late by Dorian Williams. Chiefs players don't appreciate that, but Richie took a shot.
Yeah, that was well after the play.
There's no flag.
It's almost like he got tackled twice.
Yeah, DeMar Hamlin actually, I believe, tackled it first. Yeah, there's Hamlin. From the Lions win today over the Bucs. Coming up on the Verizon halftime report, your old teammate Dan Campbell, one of the feel-good stories, best the league has seen in years. They're into the conference final.
Amazing.
1st and 10, stepping up, throwing, and finding Gray for a 12-yard completion.
Going on the ball here, I like that for both teams. Now they're going to huddle up. But to me, both of these defenses have a lot of checks, and they make it difficult on opposing quarterbacks, Jim, because they can do so many things after a formation steps up. So if you get on the ball, you limit their packages and bring in more people in and the checks, and it allows you then to kind of run your core stuff.
Hand it off to Pacheco. He runs right into the back of his center, Creed Humphrey. And he's right at the 50-yard line stripe. Kelce with the 2 catches. The Bills walked away with the football, but they were down.
Well, it's no secret that Buffalo's linebackers are banged up and killed done by Andy Reid right now.
Pacheco was dinged on that last play and came off the field. So they give it to Edwards-Helaire. What a nice cut that was. And he is motoring down to about the 20-yard line. His biggest game of his career was on this field during COVID when he rushed for 168 yards. It's just 28 right here on this sprint.
And this is another outstanding play call. I want you to watch the center right here. You're going to watch Humphrey get out on the edge. You don't often pull the center, Jim. It's usually guards, sometimes a tackle. But when you do that, someone could go right through the A-gap.
It was a great block on Taron Johnson, who did end up coming back to make the stop. But not until that big gain to the 22. And that's going to go for basically no gain to Noah Gray. Pacheco just sitting out a snap. Actually 2 plays and he returns. 5 carries for 29.
Yeah, both teams have ran the ball very well to open this game, and that frees you up as a quarterback.
And 2nd down, launched wide open. Kelce has the touchdown.
Well, you see the busted coverage here, but we talked about where are they trying to throw the ball over and over again, Jim? These out cuts, and you're going to watch a motion goes back and forth, but Kelce's going to go and get back into this area. Pause it right there. Look at this. Safety and corner, no communication. That can't happen, not in a game like this.
That's the 15th time in the postseason Mahomes and Kelce have connected for a touchdown. 15. And it ties Brady and Gronkowski for the most in playoff history. Travis has his first touchdown in 8 games. 3 ahead of Montana and Jerry Rice. And of course it was Kelce who broke their hearts in the best game I've ever seen. That epic divisional game a couple of years back. The winning touchdown to Kelce in overtime, 42-36.
What great pairings there, huh? So impressed with the play calls on that drive, creating the openings there, Jim.
Next weekend, championship weekend, presented by Intuit TurboTax, kicks off Sunday. The AFC title game will be there at 3 Eastern in Baltimore. The Bills on their last drive, can they do it again? And they fake the give and a toss to Cook, then they throw it to him. He's got Kincaid out there trying to throw a block, and it works out for a gain of about 8.
And this is a really cool call. It's almost like an automatic, we're going to throw it downfield, but if you throw the swing route, we have a blocker. And both teams subtle adjustments out here. And what a job Joe Brady has done since he's come on. They've led the NFL in rushing since he's taken over offensive coordinator duties, and I really like them layering their concepts the way they do now, Jim, making things look similar.
They got McDuffie back out there. He was an ankle sprain. They've taped it, and he's back. Tracy sent up that word. That's a 1st down carry by Cook, and the Bills move the chains for their 12th first down.
Keep giving him the ball. That was a swing route. That's like a run sometimes. Obviously a run right there. But to me, if he gets 20 to 25 touches, that's the game plan today. That's how you defeat this Chiefs defense, not by putting the ball in the air outside. They're too talented out there with the great corners.
That last run put him at exactly 100 yards rushing. On 1st down, they go to the ground again. Cook bounces outside. Now they're under 100 as Karlaftis comes up to make the tackle. It was good for a while.
Was.
That's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Well, that's everything we thought it would be, Tony.
It really is. And this is one year where they're running the football back and forth instead of throwing.
Outs for each side. Remember, Kansas City deferred at the top. We'll be getting the third quarter kick. Can the Bills do something before the intermission? Allen hits Diggs. He got away for a moment. Got away from Bolton.
This is a great job. The formation creates it where he gets to play inside and he gets the matchup. In these games, it's about getting your best players against someone who's slower or not as good, even though Bolton's great, but he's not asked to defend a Diggs in the middle of the field over and over again.
Went for 14. They rush 5 and he dumps it off. Murray dives down at the 45.
And right now you see a concerted effort by Josh Allen playing systematic, same as last week, getting the ball underneath. You got to work it inside the field, and you got to work it to your backs and tight ends more often.
2nd and 4. Gives it up to Murray. Oh, man. That's how you improvise right there to pick up the first down.
This is just, you're rare. Go ahead and run this. Right here, pause that. You've got people bearing down on you, so you're going to go run. But at the end of this, you're going to get the ball. Oh, I don't have a running lane. I mean, there's only a few guys in the world who can do that all in that time period and the awareness.
Look at 3 Chiefs around him. He completes it for 15 yards.
He's continuing to use the back, Jim. That's why it's systematic, knowing going in, this is how I got to beat this team.
With a minute to go. That pass in the direction of Shakir. And again, we got the Verizon halftime report coming up. There they are all situated back at the broadcast center. Phil and JB, Coach, Nate, Boomer ready to go. Tell you about their thoughts on the first half and that NFC Championship matchup. Detroit and San Francisco all set now.
You got a ton of time right here. You're at the 30-yard line. You got 3 timeouts. You're not even worried right now about the clock until you get it around that 30-second mark.
Allen drops back to the 40. He's going to run with it again. There he goes to the 21. We're bound to the 11. That's going to be 18, 19 yards.
Josh Allen's legs again.
Timeout called by the Bills, and we're back in 30 after this from State Farm.
I don't know.
With the longest play of the game so far for Buffalo, an 18-yard scramble. And they've still got 2 timeouts to play with, 44 seconds, trying to regain the lead before halftime.
Well, I haven't seen a spy used much early in this game. It was Willie Gay a ton. He's been out, and that's part of the packages. He did that a ton in week 14. Not having that, Josh knows it now.
Going to run again. Up the middle, trying to carve him up. Down to about the 6.
That's exactly right. When you don't have the ability to get into your spy formations, a spy is somebody who basically spies the quarterback in case he runs. And that guy has been Willie Gay in the past.
This was a timeout called by Kansas City.
Well, I actually don't mind that at all. Because to me, Jim, if you think about it, it's really about Buffalo. If Buffalo was out of timeouts or only had 1, I wouldn't have used it. But because they have 2, they have no threat of having time become a problem for them. So to me, it's mostly like, let's have our best chance. If they score right here, we got 34 seconds. We can still possibly get a field goal. Honestly, with 13 seconds, they could possibly still do something.
You had to bring that up.
Just throw it.
He loves his tight ends down here, especially Dawson Knox. He's got a 2nd and 5 at the Kansas City 7. Knox lined up on that left side. Here's Allen. Polk would have had a touchdown. Boy, he had one just like that in the game at Philadelphia. It was down a sideline, actually, but would have been clear running.
This was a touchdown and a great play. It's going to be a pretend flat route that turns into an angle coming back in, almost like a slant. And that is the second ball. Sherfield earlier, I thought, could have came down with the perfect throw, and another one right there. We'll see if that turns out to keep it to 3 or 7.
Now you got a 3rd and 5 with 35 seconds.
Quarterback's legs, they haven't pressured him much, but this would be the time. They got a spy up on him right now inside.
Allen guns it down toward the first down mark, and they're calling it a catch. Shakir, they say, go ahead.
Get on the ball and snap it. Don't take a timeout. Just get up and hand it off really quick. Don't let them see the replay. That is a catch.
It is a catch. Of course, all reviews inside 2 minutes come from up top.
That's exactly. But don't give them enough time to go look at it. Go get up there and put the pressure on the refs.
What we just saw.
A completed pass and a first down. Timeout, Kansas City. Their second timeout of the half.
Smart here by Kansas City because they want to make sure everybody upstairs had a chance to look at this.
Sometimes that's exactly
They can't throw a challenge flag, but they can allow everybody time to review it. Looks like a great effort here by Shakir. Gene?
Yeah, I think it's a great job by the receiver getting those hands under Jim. Ball doesn't move at all. You see him stick it, crumble to the ground with it. It's a great job and a great catch.
Yeah, that's indisputably a catch.
Yes, and that's on McDuffie, first team All-Pro, who had great coverage here, but the ball is perfect. I want to make sure it's a first down for sure when he's down.
Well,
I mean, that's a perfect throw, though, right? Your guy's a chance or nobody, and then Shakir, who's been so sound lately, shows it again.
it's a 1st and goal situation with 30 seconds to go in the half. Cook the running back.
I'd run it here. Get rid of Kansas City's timeout, use the quarterback's legs.
Who else to run it? But Josh Allen, who's in for the touchdown. Ball came out at the end. Reed has it. But I believe he broke the plane before the ball came out.
We talked about the last 3 games. When the season's on the line, you have to be prepared. For Superman, they call him the alien, a whole bunch. I mean, he's just got rare size and speed and ability to throw, and his competitive nature, he held on to that. Yep, that's a touchdown. But to me, Jim, you've got to stop that. They've ramped it up by more than double using his legs when season's on the line.
Boy, with 2 touchdowns today on the ground, Josh Allen now on the season has 50 combined touchdowns on the year. 50. And now Bass with 26 seconds to go in the half makes it 17-13.
These 2 quarterbacks, you go look at their start to their career.
There's the kickoff by Bass. And he got a lot behind that one into the wind. Delivers the touchback, and Tracy caught up with Sean McDermott earlier.
Sean, it's the heavyweight fight we all expected. What is this one, though, going to come down to?
Well, who's making plays? At the end of the day, we got to make more plays than they're making.
Was there a final message to your team coming out here at the half?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Thank you.
Go for it. That's the message. McDermott, who served 10 years under Andy Reid in Philadelphia. On first down, Mahomes going with a long ball. What a catch! MVS this time has it. With Taron Johnson on him tightly, he made the grab.
We talked about the other side. First team All-Pro, McDuffie. Well, this is the other slot corner. The top 2 slot corners in the NFL. Second team All-Pro this year. But saying go for it, both teams right here. Man-to-man coverage, which they didn't do in the past much. And then the perfectly thrown ball by Mahomes. If you're going to beat Kansas City, you got to stop and pressure Mahomes.
The longest play of the game. It went for 30. Pacheco, wow, has a couple on that run. Quarterback numbers in the first half. Mahomes 9 out of 13. Add another 30 yards to that pass total on the throw to Valdez-Scantling. Allen 14 of 19. Rush for 2 touchdowns.
Both teams, though, got help in the run game and some of the smaller stuff. Really systematic first half by both quarterbacks. I think it's going to come down to the ball. Obviously, we know about who has the ball last gen, but a fumble or a turnover could cost you your season.
Mahomes. A couple of times he's able to fake as if he's going to give it up to Bell, and he keeps going as, my goodness, look at Mahomes doing what we watched Josh Allen do often in that first half. He got away from Douglas.
Watch him fake this right here, like, I'm going to throw it over you. And it gets Douglas to leave his feet. Mahomes has been doing this for years, where he just tricks you with his instincts and be like, I'm going to do it. Oh, no. And everyone goes for it and buys the fake. Do you remember that run down the sideline?
I'll never forget it. Back at Arrowhead.
You don't remember the game.
In the AFC Championship game. Yeah. But you know what's amazing? They've taken 3 plays to get all the way down to the Buffalo 18. They moved it, by the way. They moved it back to the 18-yard line. One time they had him out at the 9. Boy, and A.J. Klein is shaken up. This is Klein. Oh, you see him roll that left ankle. But they originally spotted him down at the 9. They moved it back to the 18.
And Tracy, to her point early in the game, Sean McDermott, the Buffalo Bills head coach, has never gone into a game with only 4 linebackers dressed, and you just saw one of them walk off the field. Well,
we just saw also Terrell Dodson change helmets so that he gets the communication sent into him with Klein going out. Here's Pacheco with Vaughn Miller making a second tackle. Tracy.
Jim, we saw A.J. Klein go off, and I will have an update as soon as I can. But Chiefs linebacker Willie Gay, who has been used as a spy in the past on Josh Allen, is officially out now with a neck injury.
Wow. That is huge. That is huge. That's literally what the game plan, I believe, was going into this game, was going to utilize the spy there. Now you've got to find someone else in a different package and different personnel.
We just saw A.J. Klein come right back out. So he missed 1 play, 2nd and 8. There's Pacheco. All kinds of room in the middle of that field, and he's got a 1st and goal to go for Kansas City.
And what a drive. Answering the bell, coming out, down 4 on the road. First road playoff game in the Patrick Mahomes era. And you could see the sense of urgency by this Chiefs offense right now.
14 yards for Pacheco. And again, they're working the middle of that field, attacking an already thin linebacking group. 3 tight ends come in for this snap. 1st and goal from the 3.
Kansas City needs to get 7 here. After a great drive, they stalled out far too much recently.
Going to go to Kelsey. Got blockers out there trying to find an opening and a pylon. And they say touchdown.
Wow, touchdown. What an incredible individual effort by Kelsey. It's a screen, not much room there. And at the end of it, Jackson's on the outside. But you got to give credit to Noah Gray blocking on the edge. Watch this right here. He's got to navigate. Do I go forward, outside? And he's in right there.
Yes.
Nobody's better at putting that head down and finishing the play by the goal line. Kelsey's been doing it for years. Touchdown, right, Jim?
I'm just going to defer to Gene because the left foot was also out at about the same time that I think he's crossing the plane.
It sure was, Jim, and I think what I'm peeking at is as I look and see, you're right, but I do believe the front nose of that football appears to just break the plane right before that body part hits out of bounds.
This is close. Go ahead and run that a little more. Let's see that. Did he get in?
Well, they've confirmed it. It's confirmed, which gives us now 3 lead changes in 6 minutes and 45 seconds.
Would you expect anything different in this matchup?
Tell me, back and forth they go. Kelsey with the 2nd touchdown in the game. And Butker right down the middle. Takes the lead at 2017. The 16 touchdowns in the postseason, moving 1 ahead of Brady and Gronkowski.
Wow. Well, let's look at his last one. That is crazy that they've already achieved that. Wow, that's a great shot on that bottom right. I love this whole thing. But the individual effort and his just commitment and desire. I mean, he
Scored all 3 times there.
Yes, he scored all 3 times.
He actually has 2, but
He's gone through adversity this year. He was injured early, and obviously some of the numbers didn't match what he's done over and over again. But I'm telling you, I saw him turn it up a notch at the end of the year, and you're seeing that play out again tonight.
now first snap for the Bills in the second half. Going to go to Hardy. And Deontay Hardy pushed out by Tranquil. One of the world's most iconic performers lights up Vegas. Watch Usher.
You don't really want to run the ball and have 3rd and 8.
3rd and 1. That's going to be enough for a first down.
And these are huge marks right here because you almost can't go for it on your end of the field in a game like this. So, you know, those inches are huge.
Ty Johnson, who's seeing more reps late in the season.
It's a great cut. One step, bounce, and then get forward, and that's all you needed to get a first down. And I'd stay committed to run, and then you can do little things, Jim, like just play action, and that's when you get your shot play for 40, 30 yards.
They've got all 3 tight ends in for this one. On first down. Take the toss, and they use this play in the first half for Cook. They come back to it and pick up another 7.
And this was that play. They were going to take their shot right down the field. And because Kansas City is playing with their safeties very deep, you're going to find that they're going to get out of there and watch the linebackers get depth after the play action. They turn and run. And Josh systematically, knowing in the back of his mind, I do not have to take the chance. This game will come down to a turnover. Don't give it to him. Him and Mahomes doing it perfectly so far.
Reggie Gilliam in at fullback. On 2nd and 3. They're going to run behind Gilliam. And there he goes. Cook with another first down for the Bills.
They're continuing to use 6 offensive linemen. And they do it again on this play. Watch on your left side. That's not a tight end. That's 76, Edwards. And he just goes ahead and puts O'Minahue on the ground.
They're up to 138 yards on the ground in this game.
They got another extra O-lineman in.
Ran right into Bolton. Drives him back after 1.
And this is where both these coaches do a great job of adjusting in the second half. These systems are built the same way, Jim. They both come from Jim Johnson, the tree in Philadelphia, where Andy Reid made all those NFC championship game appearances with Donovan McNabb back in the day. That's why he went out and got Steve Spagnuolo. This system is very tough to deal with. They pressure, they show you this over here, and then they bring it there. That has not happened today because of the running. It calms it down. But right there was the first time I saw Spagnuolo come after you. And it was in a run.
2nd and 9. Going to get it to Diggs. Blocker up ahead, but all the Chiefs come over there to help out on the tackle. Williams is hurt. Waving for help. Got a flag down also.
It's hard to blitz people when they're throwing swing routes, flat routes, and getting it out quick.
It's going to be against Kansas City here.
During a run, illegal use of hands to the face. It's number 22. This 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. It's first down.
So McDuffie is flagged for that.
Those are huge penalties, right? You had a 3rd and long coming up, Jim. Instead, you get an automatic first down. McDuffie's hands right. Does it go up? Yep. Gene, is that a good call?
That's a really good call, Tony, because it's not only there and it stays prolonged then,
yes,
which definitely elevates it to a foul.
Kincaid would answer that question if he could talk. But his mouth was twisted sideways around his head.
Hard to talk.
It is very difficult. 1st and 10. Cook for 8 more.
That's the 15th play today with 6 offensive linemen out there. And some teams do it a little bit. But just go ahead and run that right here. This is going to be just a mash play where you go in one way and then you cut back. But they're displacing the center core of this Kansas City defense. That doesn't happen very often.
Face mask too, maybe on the back end of that, Gene.
Yeah, I think there might have been something on the back end there, Jim, right at the end, as you said.
2nd and 2. No call. Cook.
Displacing that middle over and over again. This is very concerning.
Just wearing them down.
They are, but like when I say displacing, I mean the center of the Bills offense, the interior 3, are taking the 2 or 3 guys from Kansas City and displacing them from their area. They're moving them 2-3 yards to the right, left, or back. And that is not normal to watch Kansas City get moved like that.
Same kind of thing they did against the Cowboys about a month ago. They've had the football in this possession for 5.5 minutes. Now, going to tuck it under, pick up 4 more. They want a flag on the back end of that.
I don't think that was a penalty. I wouldn't. It didn't look to me like that deserved a penalty. But watch, it's a play fake, and Allen's looking to go to the flat. And you see
Gene, what do you think?
Maybe
you know what? He is a little late, guys. It's not a traditional slide to me because of the the action from the back end. So it doesn't feel like your traditional slide, protect the sliding quarterback.
That's a great call.
But he is a little late.
Slide. Yep. That's well said. And you see right there, Mike 51 trying to get him.
First down. That's great catch by Shakir.
Boy, is he reliable, Joe.
You pick it up 7-8 yards again on first down every time.
We keep hearing about he's always in the right place. He's always doing the right thing. He's Mr. Reliable to me, and that right there shows you that's not an easy catch and then to turn and change direction.
Son of a military man who served this country for a quarter century. His father was a Marine, and his family lived all over, including in Japan, and he's learned to adapt. He'll tell you to everything, including different positions when he has to line up.
That's why he's playing, getting all his reps. He does everything correct. And now, can you get the first downs when you have to run the ball right at him?
On 3rd and 2, they have it. Ty Johnson down to the 5-yard line.
Extra lineman again. And watch on the right side. Edwards gets right up to the 2nd level, but look at the receivers. That's Shakir and Sherfield, and they right there. You talk about setting the edge on defense. Those guys are setting the edge on offense, and if your receivers are going to block like that, that's going to open up the run game.
16 yards, setting up a 1st and goal. This time, Karlaftis is waiting for him. He's not the only one. Reed coming up also for no gain.
Well, this is surprising. The Chiefs have held 6 straight opponents to 20 points or less, not having given up 30 points this entire year.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Never gave up a 300-yard passer. Never even gave up 400 yards of offense to any team, although the Bills are on pace to break that.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the adjustments. This Kansas City defense averages only giving up 7 points in the second half, and right now on this drive, that's going to reach the average if they punch it in. They've got to reset that. Yep. 2 guys moved right then. You got to get everyone reset.
Timeout called by Buffalo, and this game, again, the margin is so slim. It's a timeout that you might want to have back later. Back in 30. First, this from Progressive Insurance. And goal. Actually lost a couple on that last run. They're 8 yards out.
He's used his legs multiple times, usually on 3rd down, not here.
Little wiggle fake, buying time. On the run and throwing it away. He was near that, like 1 yard from the sideline that you so brilliantly laid out for us in the first half, where he's been just exceptional this year.
Don't you feel as though these last few games, he has made a concerted effort not to put the ball in danger? Everyone's covered here. Great job passing off. You see the guys inside, outside. Snead, who has given up how many touchdowns this year as a corner?
0.
None.
But no forces is what you're talking about.
That's exactly
for Allen.
right.
Yep.
That's been the difference. He's 17 7-0 in his career in the regular season when he doesn't turn the ball over. He's 20-1 since 2020. The only loss coming in the 13-second game against
Did not get the snap away in time.
Wow.
Now you have to take it from
Huge
the 13.
mistake.
Snap, delay of game.
Huge mistake.
Offense number 17. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
Gene, when you come out after the play before, that clock runs pretty quickly. I know that the quarterback.
Yeah, definitely, Tony. I mean, that's one thing you've got to be cognizant of. And we know that a back judge is looking at the clock. It gets to 0. Then he looks back to see if the snap happens. They were still late on that one. So It's a good delay.
3rd and goal. Let's see. From the 13. Let's see if 13 could be a lucky number this time for Buffalo.
Hey, line it. Ram.
Sliding left. On the go. Throws. End zone. Touchdown! The Bills score from 13 yards out. Shakir hauls it in.
And that's on Snead, his first touchdown given up this year by the great corner who has not given up to anyone. He travels with the top receivers consistently, and they leave him out on an island thinking it's going to be fine. But this is a dime, not a donkey, by Josh Allen into the corner of the end zone to give Buffalo the lead.
What a throw.
One of the biggest moments of his career. He's had a bunch of them, right? If they're lucky enough to win this game, that's the play right there. That they started to probably truly believe it may be our time.
15 plays to cover the distance of 75 yards and took almost 8.5 minutes. Extra point is good. A 4th lead change. Not quite 7 quarters of play.
Can you reference maybe the 13-yard line? That was the 13-second game.
Yep.
As you said, that gave him luck.
That's maybe a sign for them. This time 13 works out for him.
Problem is this dude's coming back out.
That's right.
He's got a way of rewriting stories.
15's a pretty good on ESPN and ABC. Come out running. Pacheco for 6. What the Chiefs have done in this game, they have not punted.
Well, you see the last 2 times they've really had a chance at it. Touchdown. Last drive was perfect execution all the way around. Andy Reid has a beat on what Buffalo is doing. I think you have to Rolodex it in this half more than you did in the first.
There's Mahomes completing it to Kelsey with Poyer on the coverage. That's now 7 for his last 7 for Mahomes, with 2 of them being touchdowns to Kelsey.
And they're starting to come after him now. That was a 5-man pressure. They blitzed middle linebacker. If you don't have linebackers, Jim, don't ask them to cover. Correct? Just blitz them. Run right through the middle and say, we're going to go ahead and take you on. You'd never do that to Mahomes before, but I think you're going to see that happen in this second half.
First down from their own 37. Pacheco high steps it and picks up 12. Runs hard every single time. Running behind Jawan Taylor that time. He's got 9 carries for 51.
And I want you to watch the center. Humphrey gets out on the edge. He pulls again. Throughout a game, you're always trying to see the front, see what kind of looks they're giving you. And once you get a beat on him, Humphrey multiple times now pulling to the edge, turning into the tackle. You start to utilize certain runs over and over again when you get the same looks.
Edwards-Helaire. And for Pacheco on this snap. Gets called on. And he's wrapped up by Dotson.
Then they pulled Humphrey again. Back-to-back plays, but this time Dotson swims Humphrey.
There's that stretch of 7 straight completions going back to the second quarter.
This is where play action plays. You've pulled the center twice, Jim. Guard or center, wherever you want. Both by the center. Next time they do that, they'll have a wide open throw over the middle. They're coming after him right up that middle. He saw it. Both these guys. Kelsey one-on-one.
Here they come on 2nd and 8. He's able to get ahead of them and go down the field and connect at the 16-yard line, and Valdez-Scantling has another big catch.
For as long as we can remember Mahomes playing in the NFL, you do not blitz him. He's been one of the best quarterbacks in history against the blitz. And another time, and the reason is when you pressure here, he still finds a way to slide and recreate the middle of a pocket, and that gives his guys time to get down the field, and a big-time throw and catch.
The way he threw that on the go, that goes for 33. Valdez-Scantling has 2 catches for 30-plus as Pacheco cradles it and takes it to about the 12. And that'll probably close out the third quarter. This is the best one. We've seen Kansas City. It feels like about every other week. This is the best their offense, I think, has looked all year long.
Totally agree with you. I felt like last week they were really showing something, but stalled out in the red zone. But right now they are rounding into form when it really matters. They know it's the playoffs.
We're going. Makes it a goal-to-go situation for the Chiefs about 4 yards out.
While you're trying to disguise coverages, when you're trying to show a look and then get out of there, these plays hurt you, and he looks a little banged up there. That's huge. They cannot afford to lose him. He's the one that allows you not to solely focus on Travis Kelce.
Nicole Hardman takes his position and goes in motion on 1st and goal. Pacheco is across for the Kansas City touchdown.
Wow, what a run. Finishes downhill. And this is an outstanding misdirection play call. You're going to bring back Hardman like he's coming around on an end around, and Noah Gray, so everyone thinks that it's going to go to the right, and the cut back and to finish right downhill into Hyde. Oh, I think he's in. I don't think that knee touched right there. What a drive. What an answer.
By the way, again, Pacheco did not play in that December 10th game.
Yes. And they're also relying on him. A lot of touches to the backs today. Already 14, 15 runs.
He's got 11 of the 15 rushes. But he is a ball of energy. He brings it every time. So we got a rare flag. We've had only 5 penalties so far in this game. Not a sack for either side, not a turnover for either side.
That's winning quarterback. I mean, so much of playing quarterback, Jim, is mitigating risk and understanding. And they both know I cannot give this other guy an extra possession.
Defense number 99. Kansas City has elected to enforce that 5-yard penalty on the kickoff. We'll kick for 1 from the 15.
The one thing we have had in this game, plenty of lead changes. Just had our 5th. They could have, in theory, taken the penalty here.
I was thinking
on for 2.
I was thinking
from the yard out, but instead they're going to go for the PAT and enforce the penalty on the kickoff. Kick is good.
Talked about how slim the margins are in a game like this. Those kind of decisions, I like it. I weirdly might step up and stop the quarterback who has it last in this game, instead of the quarterback delivering the blow.
Okay, Romo Stradamus. Something to look out for, I believe. Let's take a look at Next Gen Stats, powered by AWS.
And
takes off for 8.
Boy, do you look smart, Jim, using that Next Gen right there, showing off his legs. This is what they do under pressure, though. You get an extra guy in the run game. So you get extra blockers because the quarterback now is not standing back there. So you have the advantage, and you see the good blocking on the edge. But to me, they do that because it's safe and they can move the ball without having these crazy calls.
You're not the only one who can call these plays. As you foreshadowed that was Rickoff Stradamus. Jim Rickoff, our producer, Mike Arnold, our director. Ryan Galvin and Justin Haley. Eric Spitzer, our AD, is doing a heck of a job here, giving you all the angles and shots as Cook is just stopped there by Tranquil.
What an outstanding job by Tranquil, shooting the gap downhill. I talked to you during our last break. I think it's time to all of a sudden unleash the dogs and come after them. Both these guys have played it safe. Teams are running the ball, so you can't get out of your gaps. It's scary. They're throwing quick passes. Time to start putting pressure on these quarterbacks.
A big 3rd and 5, considering there's only been one punt in this game. Ball tipped. Karlaftis was coming in after Josh Allen. In fact, he wasn't even blocked. Karlaftis helps take the Bills offense off the field.
Well, what happens is you wait for the Mike point, which means what way are we sliding in the line? It's an empty formation. So the quarterback is going to slide the line this way. Smart by Spagnuolo to blitz from this side means we have one more coming. And it creates a hot situation, we call it, where an unblocked defender.
Martin to punt for just the 2nd time, and of course Kansas City has not punted in this game. His first punt traveled 40 yards. Going downwind with this one. Fake. Hamlin is stopped short.
And that'll be the first turnover, even though I'm not going to necessarily say, but to me that was aggressive.
Jay Feely, did you sense that was coming?
Yeah, because the Chiefs only had 10 guys on the field. That may have been a call that they saw. There was a lack of a guy, and they checked to it, but a big play for that Chiefs team.
Oh, sets up the Chiefs just outside the 30-yard line.
You're exactly right, Jay. You have 10 guys, but Tranquil does an unbelievable job of taking 2 blockers on and turning it back inside. It's the right call. They only had 6 guys inside. You have 8 blockers technically, 7 easily. Wow. McDermott did say he's going to go for it.
Here's Pacheco into the secondary and running down the sideline and out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
You really thought they'd come out and throw and try and get the emotion and throw a touchdown right there, and way to be patient, and good job. What a perfect blocking scheme on the edge. All 3 guys outside. Pinned their defender, pushed out, blocked out.
Look at Pacheco tiptoeing.
Point, you're right.
For 29 yards.
Right? Yeah, he did.
From the 3, 1st and goal.
Huge if you're Buffalo right now to hold them to 3, and Kansas City wants to go up 2 scores.
Here's the toss. It's Hardman, and Hardman is stopped just short. Hey, the ball went through the end zone.
Oh my gosh.
They may rule him down. The Bills are saying that ball was fumbled to the back of the end zone.
Oh my goodness.
Which would mean touchback.
If he's not down, this does go through the end zone.
Gene, you got to bring us in here.
Yeah, most definitely, Jim. First thing I'm looking at, Jim, is he's down by contact. Tight look right there. Can't confirm it. Just taking a look at that first shot. And then you're right. If it is a fumble and that ball goes in the end zone and out of the end zone, result of the play will be a touchback.
This is incredibly close. We're going to have to see if a part of his body is down, that hip or knee.
But is the ball moving?
But is the ball moving before then? Hard to tell on that angle. But this could be a call that...
Let's bring in the guy that's officiated Super Bowls to help us here.
The ruling on the field, or the runner being down by contact short of the goal line, is being challenged by Buffalo.
Oh, this is close. The question is he down before the ball is moving?
That's moving.
Before his hip hit the ground. The ball then rolled through the end zone. It is a touchback. It's Buffalo's ball. First down.
Boy, a trick play near the goal line will haunt the Chiefs. Hardman fumbles. Gene?
Yeah, and I think it's a great job by replay, too. Poyer does a great job of knocking that ball loose from Hardman right before the hip hits Jim. And you can see it kind of move from the right hand. Contact made, ball loose, and we know fumbles forward, through and out of the end zone. Result is a touchback.
That was so close right there. I mean, I could have seen him going either way because the call in the field was that he was down, and I think it's the right call, but I could have easily seen.
What a sequence, a fake punt, and then a turnover to get it back. And 12 minutes to go in this thriller. Cook, as the Bills try to reestablish, but they won't right here. Coming up is McDuffie to make the tackle for a loss of Cook.
And that's playing the outside corner. When I talked about coming after him, you got to disrupt this timing. Most takeaways in the NFL, they continue. That's Hardman's second fumble First one lost, but boy, those plays, Jim, they have a way of sending a team or knocking a team out to go to the AFC Championship.
Hardman, who has hurt the Bills in some of the previous matchups, coughs it up with the Chiefs on the brink of going up 2 scores. 2nd and 14, looking for options. It's Shakir. He only gets 2 out of that. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Man, that was a wicked hit. Oh, I could hear that all the way up here.
He got hit by Reed. Oh, his head got sandwiched in between Reed and Tranquil. And we'll step aside.
Whoa, of the new iPhone.
Actually got 39 yards out of it. It wasn't pretty. Championship weekend presented by 6. Over to Trace.
Jim, an update on Khalil Shakir. We saw him run into the locker room favoring that shoulder. It is a shoulder injury, and right now he is questionable to return being evaluated.
This offense has been humming. Without that turnover through the end zone, we could have had 3 straight possessions other than the kneel down, scored touchdown. So you've got to come up with a different plan right now if you're Buffalo. They have a beat on what you're doing.
2nd and 5. Pacheco tackled for a 2-yard loss by Dodson. And Epinesa also coming up. Now you got a huge 3rd down play on the way, under 10.
Watch coming flying from the top of your screen right through the line from the other side. There's that speed Dodson provides. Huge having him out there. No bigger 3rd down in the season for Kansas City than right here.
A game that has not produced a sack. Von Miller has come out to try to make it the first.
The 2 best teams in the league. Buffalo's offense gives up the least sacks. Kansas City, number 2. And you said it, none today. You're a Buffalo fan, you want that to change right now. But good luck, because 15's right there.
Pass dumped off. No one there. Rice had no chance to catch that. And Townsend will be seen in a punting situation. Hold on, there might be a flag.
This is going to be really close because Dorian Williams, 42, he hit Rice as he's coming by. And was he downfield far enough? You cannot hit him. Let's talk to Gene here, Jim, because watch, he's going to hit Rice right there. Boom.
That's got to be the discussion, fellas. If that football's in the air and 42 is bumping him or rerouting him, if the football's in the air, you've got pass interference. If the ball is not in the air, then you have what is legal contact, because that contact occurs within 5 yards with the quarterback in the pocket. That's the discussion.
Interference. Defense number 42. Ball would be to the spot of the foul. It's a first down.
Hey, Gene, why does it take so long for that flag to be produced?
Well, I think what they're doing, Jim, is you're digesting plays, right? So you see what appears to be legal, and then you're rewinding, and actually you're kind of digesting to see if that ball's in the air, and it is really close as to whether that football's out of Mahomes' hands or not.
You just saw right there, didn't it look like he hit him before he released the ball, and it's under 5 yards? That's what your question, Jim, I think, is they're trying to time up both those things.
It is that what they're doing, Tony, and I think the initial contact definitely occurs while Mahomes has the football. It's just the ending of it. If there's any contact finishing and the ball's released, it turns into pass interference.
And the Chiefs here, Tony, for some reason take a timeout. And this crowd is livid. They're just about to force the Chiefs to punt for the first time.
That is surprising. Small margins of error.
Again, the State Farm postgame game.
Such a clean game, right? And then all of a sudden over these last 5 minutes, it's like so much. It's the nerves, it's the tension.
Gotta be. On first down, Mahomes being chased. Being chased by Miller, and he throws it away incomplete. Good coverage down the field there, Tony.
You're exactly right. They bring 3 tight ends in. They try and sneak. Noah Gray back out the opposite side. Watch, it's going to be a fake. But right here, Noah Gray, he's going to pretend to block and then come around. And that usually comes wide open. But Taron Johnson, number 7, second team All-Pro, sniffed it out.
Second and 10. Incomplete. Went back to Valdez-Scantling. Johnson on the coverage. Now you got another one of these third down and longs coming up.
Both quarterbacks really, I feel, trying hard to protect the football, but in doing so, they're just a little inaccurate. It's rare to feel that tension with these two, but they know it right now. They're going to have to let it go.
Buffalo will have to defend on Kelce, a figure in the middle of that field on 3rd and 10. Mahomes rolling out. Williams had a play on him, and they tackle him down. Williams, the rookie from Tulane.
This was incredible coverage down the field. You could see 33, Neal running with him the whole time. And you get time. Floyd pressures inside. Mahomes trying to extend, create, somebody get open. He does his Mahomes magic, but right now both defenses locking the other team down.
So the Bills actually stopped them twice on 3rd down. Chiefs were saved by the penalty the first time, and now Townsend's first boot. Hardy watches it go into the end zone for the touchback.
Great job of faking it like he was going to go up and catch it.
Just a net of 29. Now, Allen again launches one long for Diggs. Oh, and it went through his hands.
Oh my goodness, this was launched into the stratosphere, and this I thought was going to be almost a perfect throw. Reed does a good job on coverage, but you've got a running Diggs right at you, backing up for the ball, and it goes right through his hands.
Should have been caught.
And you talked about the other two by Sherfield. This is the third one. What an aggressive call versus two high safeties, and we're just going to run right past him.
Hey, Shakir just came in. He's at the top. Offset from the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. They have not been able to get much going on 1st down here in the second half.
And that's the guy.
That's Kincaid. He's got 7. You're going to have a 3rd and 3 coming up.
He's the one guy I think you got to get going right now. He's had a great season. He's a great rookie, Jim. You know, We've seen him multiple times. He's that guy who can really win that matchup the way Kelce does his own way. He's not him. Let's take him out.
73 catches on the season from Las Vegas, trying to help get the Bills back to his hometown. But now here's, again, another crucial 3rd down.
And they go empty, which means you should get internal pressure by these two.
To Knox. He's got the 1st down. Ball comes out at the end, he's ruled down. And Knox is shaken up.
Oh. As if they weren't decimated by injuries enough. It's a perfect play call. It's a screen. They're going to pressure. They decided to go with the outside instead of the two inside backers.
Watch his head here land awkwardly.
Ooh.
And a classy move, by the way, by a member of that Kansas City staff. He was the first one over there to make sure he was okay. L'Jarius Sneed was also shaken up, and he's going to stay in the game. But Knox did pick up the 1st down before all that.
And Buffalo needed that. I mean, having the last couple drives just 3 and out, and stalling, and just feeling like you're trying to just protect. It's like you're losing. You've got to go figure out a way to win this game.
Hey, listen, this is what you dream of. You've been waiting for this chance. You've beaten them 3 straight years in the regular season. You're 0-2 against them in the postseason. You got a chance to beat your nemesis. You did what you wanted. You got them to play here. by rallying late in the year, and Kincaid able to slip through a tackle and then dive ahead for 8 more.
This is the guy who can really help take the pressure off you, right? We talk about Cook, and this is the other one. We know how good Diggs is, but these are easy throws, and he'll go get you what could have been 0 yards. Now all of a sudden you're in 2nd and short. That's when it's about the Jimmies and Joes, not the X's and O's. He'll make it work.
Well, it is actually against the Joes. It's Spags against Joe Brady right now, the matchup of coordinators. 2nd and 2. And keeps it. Takes a hit and still stands up. Oh, was that a little excessive, Gene?
Well, it felt like after they were done and progress stopped, Jim, and now you're driving him back. I don't know, though, that they lifted and hit or if it was just a drive and now you have a stumble down. I'm good with the no call on there personally.
Okay, he's got a 1st down. He's stuck right there by Connor.
Watch Pinnell, 69 at the end. That's the only one where it was like he was a little aggressive at the end, but they get away with it.
Of course, the durability of Allen, something you marvel at. As much contact as he puts himself into position to endure. 98 straight start. If he got to the Super Bowl, it'd be his 100th as he fires it incomplete to Diggs. Reed was on him.
Yeah, this was not a good read. You should have worked to the other side because you got 2 guys right in front. There's a safety right behind. And he's coming into the window, and Reed comes flying down to create the hit.
Tracy?
Jim, Dawson Knox went into the blue tent, and he was being evaluated for a head injury, and he has come out. Whether he gets back in remains to be seen.
Yeah, he's just come back in, and they're moving him around right now to the right side. Thank you, Trace.
Okay, watch the safety up here. They're going to show you, is someone coming here? And then they back out, work the middle of the field.
2nd and 10, almost picked off. That was McDuffie who jumped in front of Diggs, who's been held to only 3 catches.
Part of it's the pressure up front. It gets right in his face. You can't see Diggs goes out. McDuffie hides the coverage well. Josh Allen very fortunate this ball's not going the other direction because it would have also gone to Snead if he doesn't touch it.
If McDuffie didn't make a play on it. Yeah, you saw Snead waiting to catch it. Now 3rd and long.
Best 3rd down team in the NFL all season long. Biggest one of the season.
Allen is not going to get there. The ball is on the ground and it's recovered by Spencer Brown.
This is 100% going to be Kansas City's ball. This ball's out, and at the end, Kincaid reaches out and doesn't allow the scoop and score. Watch right here, Jim, when this ball, it's out, and Kincaid right there slaps that ball.
Well, now here's the key thing. It's 4th down, and they're going for it from the 50.
I would too. Saw the quarterback's legs. They love to do that there. It's man-to-man. You got a linebacker go out on the running back.
4th and 3. Over to Shakir. He's going to get it with plenty to spare. 2 for 2 today on 4th down. McDermott in the postseason against the Chiefs is 8 for 8 going for it on 4th down.
Jim, watch this. You know it's man because he motioned back in. This call's only made. You got to run with him. He's going to go the other way. Nope. This is a play that's only designed to throw this. You can only call it if it's man-to-man. What a play design by Joe Brady and the timely execution of it.
40-yard line, Tony. 4:46 to go.
And the clock is ticking with a long possession right now.
Over to Kincaid between 2 defenders and fallen on at about the 34-yard line by Herring.
He's got a little Kelsey on those, doesn't he? Where he gets that little lean, the little wiggle.
And that's what Josh Allen sees in him down the road. He's become effective down the field over the course of the last 3 games, more than he was all year long. But here's an interesting thing. Strategy-wise, you might be able to take this possession right to the very end. Of course, the field goal ties it. Touchdown could win it and leave, if you play it right, very little time, if any at all.
They finally got the extra lineman in. I'm not trying, like, you run the football. You have the team to be able to do it this year.
2nd and 4, Cook. Waited, and nothing ever developed.
And they were all over that. Kansas City sold out. They put 9 guys right up in that area. Maybe you should have thrown that one.
You're already in field goal range at this point, about 53 yards, because you're also going downwind. But you got 3:38 to go.
Jay, is it difficult? Jay Feely?
Yeah, I'm thinking first down here. I'm 53-yarder in this weather, in the cold. He could make it, but it's probably a 60% make possibility.
Allen sidearms it. Got a first down to the 27-yard line with Sherfield.
This is a great job. They block up the right side, so they block it up over here on the right, and they just work a 3-man combination route. If you're going to pressure, Jim, and you're in a bunch formation, one guy can go right in the middle and create an opening like that because they're sending extra players. This is concerning if you're Patrick Mahomes right now. Just watching that clock tick, tick, tick.
1st and 10. Cook decides to move over to the right side and gets thrown back. And they can take this to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, this is interesting. If I'm Kansas City, I might use a timeout here. I'm not positive. You're thinking about it, though. But you're definitely taking this to the 2-minute warning, Buffalo. Kansas City's defense has been outstanding all year. The one Achilles heel was in the run game, the yards per carry. They've really done a great job, I think, on this drive, slowing it down. But to me, right now, this is going to be a Josh Allen legs type of situation the rest of the game. You've got to shut that down if you're Spagnuolo.
2 minutes to go. High drop. Chiefs have 2 timeouts. Bills have 2 timeouts.
Take it on. We're good.
Allen fires it down the field and incomplete.
Wow, this will be the play. If the Bills end up losing this game, it'll come back to this one. Diggs is wide open underneath. You got a crossing route right here underneath. That's open. He decides to go for the home run, but he gets hit right when he throws it. It's not a missed throw. It's because the great Chris Jones.
Looks so much like the Gabe Davis throw for a touchdown down in Kansas City.
Saves it right here. This is a really interesting call. If I'm Andy Reid, I'm telling Spagnuolo, I want cover 0. We come after him. Patrick Mahomes has to touch the ball. They score on this play, or they're kicking the field goal. We're not going to let the clock keep ticking over and over again.
3rd and 9. Allen looking. On the go, still looking, and it's incomplete. And now you got to bring out Bass to try to tie this at 1:47. It's going to be about a 44-yard attempt.
Go ahead and run this right here, and you're going to find outside. You got guys going down the field, and he should have gotten that ball right over here and just got themselves into a manageable chance to possibly get the first down with a quick move.
And now here's Bass. We talked to Sean McDermott after his 1-for-3 performance last week. He says he has tremendous support in the building. If he has to make one for us, the game on the line, he will. 44 yards, Bass. No, he doesn't make it. Wide right.
Wow.
The 2 most dreaded words in Buffalo have surfaced again.
What an unbelievable stand. Kansas City really did stand up and make it very difficult on every 3 plays to make it. Buffalo just didn't have anything easy, no big plays. And to me, the pressure of that moment, it's just so intense, Jim. It's not over here right now.
You got 2
but
timeouts
Kansas
for the
City
Bills.
is definitely in a driver's seat. And Mahomes knows how big that was right there. So moving it forward right now, you've got 2 timeouts. If you can get a 3 and out, if you're Kansas City, no incompletions. If you make it where you at least get 3 plays off and you ran it just pretending you'd have it under a minute to go, you'd have 55 seconds at best.
Pacheco time. Pacheco Still going. Oh, that is a big run and second effort to pick up 8 or 9. Timeout called by Buffalo.
And that Kansas City has impressed me all day with their ability to run the football, and they might be the team who runs that out when everyone thought it might be Buffalo in the early part of this game.
Again, the State Farm post-game show will follow the game back in the studio in New York with JB and all the crew. The State Farm post-game show. First down here would virtually end it. And they're only 2 yards away.
A first down 100% ends it. That extra effort by Isaiah there was the difference, because right now you're looking at 100% this team's running the ball here. So if you're the free safety, you get down in there.
2nd and 2, Pacheco. He's got the first down, and the Chiefs are going to be going to Baltimore.
Kansas City hasn't played in the Mahomes era on the road, Jim, and he heard about it over and over again for really the last month. And I thought he would love the challenge of it. He talked about it. But look at who sends him. It's the ground game that runs out the clock. And give Patrick Mahomes credit. He played a near perfect game, staying poised, never giving Buffalo a chance to get the ball.
Chris Jones waving goodbye and dancing and celebrating. Tranquil also. The Chiefs, it's as good a performance as we've seen by them all season long.
You're exactly right. The defense did step up. They forced a long field goal attempt, but to me, this offense has been humming now over and over the last couple, 2, 3, 4 weeks. But Jim, you cannot doubt 15.
15 was just also on the field dancing. Look what he did tonight. 17 of 23, 215 yards, pair of touchdowns, both of them to that guy.
And did they ever have a chance to get the ball? He didn't hit anyone in the chest. The biggest thing for Buffalo, you had these big plays, the drops on the outside. Josh Allen played amazing. He had 3 plays that were 40-yarders, 50 yards, maybe a touchdown to Diggs that went through their hands, and then a missed field goal. You can't do it all. What a game. 2 high-level organizations battling it out. Wow.
Mahomes takes another knee. He'll have to do it just one more time. And he will be matched up with Lamar Jackson, the 2-time NFL MVP.